Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for visiting with me. Today I'm going to be sharing a video on how I created this laminated gift card holder. And I thought it would be such a neat idea. This is, I'm going to be creating a few of these because this is what I'm going to be giving to some of my children's teachers. Now, it's an actual gift card holder, right? The number one purpose is to give it as a gift. Number two, if you punch a hole right here or somewhere around here on the lid, it could serve as a planner dashboard because it is laminated. Or if you don't want to punch a hole on it, then you could just tuck it on the pockets of your planner and use this as decor. But the third purpose, and I think my favorite, is that if I was a teacher, because it is laminated, then I could use it once I remove the gift card, right? Then I could use it as a bookmark. Does that make sense? And so those are the three ideas that I thought would be super neat, you know, just to keep. And so I'm going to be sharing it. For these colors, I was playing around with another collection, but the one I'm going to be using is some leftovers of my Santa baby collection, because I still have a few pieces of paper, and I just thought it would be such a neat idea to use, you know, some of it. Also because I want to include this gift card on the flip through envelope that we just did a few videos ago. And before I send it to the person that's receiving that, I want to create a little gift card for that person. So I'm going to be doing this as well. So I am just going, and you guys, I don't have the name for this. I know it's by Honey Bee, and I have both. I have the tall size and then the smaller size. I only wrote the company, but I didn't write the name. So I will link it in the description information so that you guys are able to look it up if you like the idea. I'm going to use a little bit of washi tape because I noticed that earlier it kind of, I couldn't move the paper all the way. So I'm just going to run that through, return it, and then because this is bigger than my Big Shot, I'm just going to slide that part and use the rest to cut the rest. So, and then bringing it back. Okay, and now I have my base, which is obviously important. Now, one of the things that I loved about this is that I don't have to use it. I'm putting my washi tape there. One of the things that I like is that I don't necessarily have to keep it like this, because obviously, as you can see, is upside down. So what we could do is cut, and then I'm keeping just this part. Does that make sense? And the reason why I'm doing that is because this may work for you. I'm just gonna let you know that for me, it didn't necessarily work that well. What I'm talking about is that I have, well, you guys, I don't know if you guys ever really seen my laminating machine, but it wasn't expensive, you guys. I got it in a sale at Office Max or Staples. I think it was Staples. I'm not really sure. And it was on sale during the holidays, so I paid, I think it was $20, and I paid less than that because it was on sale. So with that being said, I tried to do this in my regular laminating machine and it did not work. That's why you kind of have to be careful about how many layers. So this is why you guys saw me cut this in this, because it's too much for the laminator machine. So I'm just going to keep a one piece. So I am going to end up putting, you have to decide what you want for the front and what you want for the back. So I think I'm going to keep, I think I need a white one. That's what I'm going, or maybe a pink one. Let's do, or should we do the green one? I kind of want to save this paper. This was given to me by Susan, and I want to save it because I have another project in mind. So I'm not going to use that. So maybe I'll just use a pink. Hey everyone, from here on out, I am going to speed up the video and obviously do the voiceover. The reason for that is because I realized that I just kept on working on the first little coffee mug gift holder, and the memory card was full, and I just kept on going with my happy life and didn't even realize that I wasn't filming. So I basically had to start the whole thing, well, the whole video part of it over again. And this time I'm using a basic pink, soft pink as the base, but I still will be using the scraps from the Santa baby for the decoration. So I don't know if you guys paid attention to the die, but the original intent was for this to be a card. So there was a part that was meant to be folded up, obviously to simulate the card portion, right? And because I did decide to cut it from the other little gift card holders I was making, I was like, you know what, why don't I just make that as part of the decoration. So that's what you guys see me putting together right now. And then I'm going to be using the lid on the opposite side. So this part right here is going to be the back, and then the lid is going to be the front of the gift card holder. I am going to be bringing in I don't know who made these little Carta Bella snowflakes, and I think they were just released for this Christmas. And typical me, you guys, I'm off screen, but all I'm doing is running the little snowflakes through my Big Shot, and then I'm going to be using these to decorate the corner. Be very careful to make sure that your little snowflake doesn't hang out of the lid, because if it does, then you would have to expand your laminated options, if that makes any sense. So I'm also going to be using my scrapbook Christmas stamps that I got, and I'm going to be using one of their Christmas sentiments, but here I messed it up. I tried to do it again and it was still messed up. So I am going to be bringing another piece of the Santa baby and just cutting out that piece that will be sort of like the holder, you know, when your coffee's too hot or your tea's too hot. So just measuring where I want it, kind of eyeballing it. I want a little bit of the rose to come with it, so I am going to play around with it, secure it with washi tape, and then run that through my Big Shot machine as well. And I did come back and I trimmed it a little bit because I did think it was too thick or too long. I think too thick. So I ended up trimming a little bit from the bottom. Just going to play around figure out where it is that I want it, making sure I'm not cross-eyed when I'm doing this, and then adhering it down and trimming the excess. So once again, I'm gonna go back to the little snowflake. I was gonna decide what color I wanted it, because I knew that like the white kind of got lost in the background of the lid. So I am going to be coloring that in a little bit. I am using this old Hero Art stamp, and I'm just using the to and from, even though, you guys, I realized later that it served no purpose, because I didn't even write the name before I laminated it. So you guys can skip that part if you want to. I know, like I said, right here, I'm figuring out whether I want to use like a real true silver glitter or just the clear glitter. And I decide, of course, to go with my usual, which is the clear. I just love, I don't know, that's one of my favorites, to add a little bit of glitter everywhere. So now I'm showing you again, because I totally skipped it, the self-laminating pouches that I'm using, and then I'm using the 4x6 laminated, the regular ones, the ones that are meant for like a actual laminate machine. So I'm using two kinds. I'm using the self laminating, and then I'm using the smaller version for the one that's meant to be used with the machine. I am trimming off the back for how I want it, and just making sure it matches obviously the cup. And then I am going to put the shiny side down. Always remember the shiny side down, and I'm going to kind of dress them, but dress right dress means like make them as straight as possible, matching them together and align with each other. That's basically what it means. So I'm going to remove the little sheet that protects the self-laminating, and then slowly, I know you don't see it because my hand is back there, but I'm slowly pushing it just enough, and then I'm coming back and saving the rest for another one. Now I am taking my bone folder that I was part of my scoring board, and I am doing or pressing it together really tight, putting enough pressure along the outline of the little mug. And the reason for that, you guys, like I said at the beginning, when I was doing it at first, practicing with just my machine, the little coffee mug was too thick, and eventually the pouches or the laminating sheets will come apart. So the best way that I found was using the self-laminated by applying that pressure with the bone folder to the outlines, and that is what worked for this project. So if you have a better laminating machine than me, then by all means give it a try. But like I said, mine wouldn't work, so I chose to go with the self-laminating route. Now I am gonna take my craft knife, and I am gonna carefully cut along the line of the little piece that we added, shiny side down, and I am going to open it up, like I said, very carefully, and that is our pocket. And now we have created our gift card holder, and that is going to be it for today. Like I said, you guys, if I lost you along the way, just ask me. If I confused you, I'll try to answer your questions, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.